Hi there! Today I thought I would do a little sketchbook tour. My name's Danelle, and if you're new here, welcome. I am an oil painter who is trying out some new skills and some new techniques, and also sharing with you the kind of painting that I've done for more than 40 years. So let's get to the sketchbook. I'll show you this first one. This is just a rough little charcoal sketch, which I did as part of preparation for this painting, which I just finished this afternoon. I will put a card up above for a link to watch the first sitting with this painting, and I will be putting together a video to post here in the next day or so for part 2 that I finished today. That is Audrey. Here is a little watercolor that I kind of like the way this turned out. I have been using waterproof ink pens and then putting in watercolor over the top with my little cheap watercolor set that I got at Walmart. This is a little campground area that we will sit in sometimes when we take our walks in the morning, have tea, throw the ball for the dogs, and then I will sketch first with the pen, then with the watercolors. Sometimes I'll go back with the pen and sharpen things up, but I was kind of pleased with this one. I kind of like the colors, some of the accidental little things like this little bit of blue here. Here's a little sketch I did of my border collie Edna, and this was just from a photo. It's not perfect. This eye is probably not quite in the right place, but it kind of captured her. It was, good training for the eye. Good training with the tools, just going in with pen, can't erase, so that's good with me because I tend to overwork things. So that's good practice. Here is Edna again in probably the worst painting of the week. It was pouring rain and stormy this day, so I was actually sitting in a woodshed that's in a storage area on a Forest Service trail. This is a stack of logs that they probably plan to cut into firewood for campsites. There's a couple trash cans that they have just kind of set aside. I guess the trash cans have been trashed. This is kind of a cutout quarry with a whole bunch of trees and shrubs that have grown in, so it's kind of chaotic. It's definitely not a scenic area. And even Edna didn't turn out great. She's lying flat facing me, which being a border collie, she'll lie flat and just stare, waiting for the ball. So I didn't capture her very well. But again, great training for the eye, and I make myself keep these in my journal. These are all on Arch's rough watercolor paper, and I just glue them in my sketchbook here so I have everything together. And this is a local beach. It's about 20 minutes from our house. Very beautiful area. I was trying to get the idea of these slate rocks and how they have these striations on them. I lost a little control of my watercolor here, but I was pretty happy with that one. I'm really having fun with this kind of sketching in the morning. This one is my favorite of the week. This is a muskeg alongside a trail. I've talked about muskegs before in my vlogging videos. They are bogs that are really common here. We have like a solid rock island, and anywhere where the water and the vegetation, the dead vegetation can pool up, it'll just stack up. I've read that they can be 100 feet deep of these this bog material, and they have little ponds in them. But these are what we call bull pines. Other areas call them shore pines, and they struggle to grow in here. And so they end up often looking a little bit like bonsai trees. They'll be kind of bald with just needles and little puffs at the tops and the tips. So I really liked this one. I like the colors. I like how the clarity. It's not really confusing like some of mine turn out, especially with our woods that are so dense. It can be tempting to put in too much detail. This one is one that I've done a few times. I'll put a card up above. I did an alla prima painting of this same spot, and I was trying to just do it again. I love going here. This is one of our favorite places to go, along another trail. Very thick and dark back here, a lot of confusing shrubs and trees, and then this little creek that's sort of a brownish colored all of our creeks they're very clear, but they have this brownish tint to them due to the tannin that washes out of the trees. We get 160 inches of rain per year here, so the rain is constantly washing a lot of water in. I was really determined to try to make this look like a little waterfall, which it is, because it feels like every time I have tried to draw this or paint it, it just doesn't come out very clear. I did remove a little tree that grows right here that makes it hard to see. So that one is okay. That one's one of my favorites. And this is Ward Lake. I showed a sketch of this place in my last sketchbook tour, but looking the other way when it was totally flooded. I'm pretty happy with some of these accidental little washy shapes here in the water. I think that was kind of nice. I'm still figuring out watercolor. I wish I could get some nice effects like that more often. There's a couple little tiny shelters over here. And I made a little mistake with drawing here, but I just kind of went for it. Using that waterproof permanent pen, you just have to go with your mistakes. And here's another little sketch I did of Edna. It's not great. It doesn't look that much like her, but again, I can't erase. I'm not sure. I think this eye here is just a little too big. The nose is a little too narrow, but again, with this permanent marker pen, you have to just go with what you have. And it's been fun to do my own dogs. This is a beach that's about 5 minutes from our house. I did do a vlog here, and I can put a card up above on that one if you want to watch that one. It's a very beautiful little beach. I was pretty happy with how I was able to get the drawing in. It actually looks like islands instead of little blobs. So I've been enjoying doing that. And then I just glued these in, so I have these covered. This one didn't turn out great. I actually just posted a video of making this one this morning, and it just got a little bit muddy. I think I just overdid. It was actually an unusually bright morning for here, and it just ended up looking pretty dull, especially the water. The water should have been kept lighter. I was really trying to get the darks in here where the trees are, and it just ended up muddy. This island, it's hard to see that it's an island and that these trees are in front of those trees, but it's a little muddy. But again, you know, it's learning. No matter how long you've been doing art, you're always learning, training the eye, and getting back into things. I only recently, in the last couple months, started sketching daily, so that's okay. I made myself glue that one in there because it's a part of the learning. And this is the most recent one. This is from this morning. It was a fairly nice day, pretty overcast, and this is a really gorgeous beach. I'll do a vlog at this beach here soon, maybe next week. And it has this lighthouse. It's still a functioning lighthouse, but nobody lives there. It's unmanned now. And you can see the teeny weeny. It's called Guard Island Lighthouse. This is a very simple one, didn't have much detail, but I had to do 3 attempts, 3 attempts just to get this simple drawing right. I would start here and make the trees too big, and then bigger and bigger, and then I'd run out of space. So that took me 3 tries just to get this composition the way I wanted. And I kind of ran out of time because of the extra drawing to get much detail in here. So I did try to add some extra detail in after I got home with pen, but I feel like the pen never looks as good when you put it on last. Thanks for joining me on this sketchbook tour. I'd love to see some of your work if you'd share in the comments. I'd love to hear your questions. I'd love to hear your advice, how I can do better with watercolor. So be creative and have fun.